Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. We have Zulema's entire posse, and gonna learn how to do this share, and then all you ladies are going to help her out and be her guinea pigs, and that way she can start on her own with in Spanish. So here's the first thing I want you to do. I know, Christine, you're driving, right? But if y'all are not driving, what I want you to do, I want you to get a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to make a tic-tac-toe board. Okay, just like so. Tic-tac-toe. Too, Cecilia.
Okay.
You do it too, because it's good practice for the consultants. Okay. Hey, Chelsea. All right. So make a tic-tac-toe board. Whoop, 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 whoop. And we're really going to try to stay on time tonight, because if we don't, Zulema will not be happy with us. Okay. So Chelsea, get a tic-tac-toe board, or get a piece of paper and a pen. Y'all do a tic-tac-toe board. And what we're going to do is every time you hear something tonight that you go, oh, that's cool, or that's a great reason why someone might start a Mary Kay career, or I had no idea about that. No idea. Every time you hear something, you can just kind of abbreviate it, like free car, great paycheck, products at cost, whatever you want to do. And when it's all full, we're going to give you points at the end. And when you get your points, we're going to do drawings. Now I want to show you something. All of our guests who are on tonight are going to get one of these adorable little Mary Kay cosmetic bags from moi. That means me, because that's the only word I know in French. Well, I know a couple of others, but I can't say them in public. So you're going to get one of these. So before you get off tonight, either post below if you're on the Facebook page, or put in the chat your full name and your address so I can make sure I pop this in. Okay, so goodie bags, and I'll go back over that and again in just a minute. So make sure, hi Eva, how are you? Make sure that everybody has a tic-tac-toe board. Tic-toe, tic-tac-toe. Eva, hi, how are you? There's our hat lady. Eva's our hat lady.
Oh, yes.
Love
You have an amazing collection. Oh, my gosh.
Okay. Alice, you look so regal in your red chair. You look receiving your servants. You wash the windows, you do the cooking, you do the cleaning. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so make out a tic-tac-toe board, and every time you hear something that is interesting, or you didn't know, or you go, oh my gosh, that's a great reason why someone would want to join Mary Kay. Doesn't mean you will, but anybody, fill it in, and at the end, we're going to see how many toe squares you have. Now, one more thing I want to do is I want to send everybody a message in the chat. And then that way I want you to see where the chat is. And every time you post something in the chat, like, oh my gosh, that's so cool, or that is wonderful, or she is so awesome. Talking about Andrea, not me, because I'm interviewing Andrea. But you'll also get 20 tickets every time you put something in the chat, or every time you post something below right here on our Shy Power Pink Facebook page. So does everybody understand? Give me a thumbs up. Everybody got it? Okay, Andrea, I'm gonna make you co-host in case our internet goes out again.
Okay, and I'm trying to stream to our other group. So how fun is this? We're just gonna be
I love it. Okay.
all over the place.
You guys, I have to tell you, I know Miss Andrea Zajac very well. I cannot tell you how many times we've slept together.
Oh, let me hold all of our secrets.
Let me explain that. So when we go on Mary Kay trips and we go to seminar, we go to leadership and things like that, you always get to pick who you want to be your roommate. And we always pick each other because nobody else can stand us. No, because we have so much stinking fun. But I have to tell you, she is cute as a button. I told her the other day she should compete because in a fitness contest, because she is buff head to toe. But, and you can tell she's drop dead gorgeous, but she runs around in the hotel room in little clothing. And I'm like, You know, if you can live with that, with this perfect little body and this cute little, you know what? I love her anyway. Okay.
Oh, totally mean.
Time. I just wanted to kill some time real quick. Now they all hate you. Real quick. Make out your tic-tac-toe board. And every time you hear something tonight that you go, how interesting, or I didn't know that, put down whatever it was. And at the end, we'll see how many tic-tac-toes you have. And if you fill all 9 squares, you're going to get a lot of tickets for that. So Andrea, I just want to do a quick interview. And although, like I said before, I really know Andrea very, very well, but I'm going to pretend I don't know her that well. She's so cute. But Andrea, tell me real quick, do you remember how we met?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. So first of all, what you might see here today is not what Joanna saw and met 24 years ago. I met you, and this is very embarrassing to admit this, but just if you guys could understand, I was not very excited about a Mary Kay party. And I'm just, you know, truth be told, I'm just being honest here. And I went to this Mary Kay party because my mentor at my, I worked at the hospital, I was in the Army, and my mentor at the hospital had invited me. Now, the only reason I said yes to her, well, number one, she was pretty scary. You didn't want to get on her bad side. But number two, she was very, very professional, and she was different than all the other female officers. Most of the leaders that I worked with, because it was such a male-dominated environment, they sort of were more masculine, or I think they thought they had to be that way to promote. And she was different. And I couldn't put my finger on it initially, but then I realized it was after I met Joanna. She was feminine and she was sophisticated. She wore glamour, but she wore it in such a professional, sophisticated way. She totally stood out in my mind. And I wanted to be more like her than I wanted to be like anyone else. And it was because she was a strong woman, but she was not afraid of her feminine qualities. And so I went to this party late. I know. I hemmed and hawed. I sat on the couch. Do I really want to go? And if you've ever, I mean, I don't think many of you will feel at all like I did, but I was one of those little, as Joanna says, twits. Who sat on the couch. This sounds so stupid. I don't wear makeup because I was a tomboy. And then I had that, you know, the devil on this shoulder, and then the angel saying, you made a commitment. You promised. Get your butt up and go. And of course, the angel won out. And I did go, even though I was very rude to be about 15 minutes late. That's how we met.
And that's how we met, in my dining room at my house, because in Mary Kay, we run our business out of our homes, and this was BC before COVID. Okay, so Andrea, can you just tell us how many Mary Kay cars have you earned, and when did you start earning your cars? How long have you been driving for?
I've been in Mary Kay Cosmetics for 24 years. I have driven a free car for 23 and a half years.
Okay. And I know you did some math and put it on Facebook not too long ago. Can you remember that total of how much you've saved in not having to make car payments or pay insurance or pay title tax? Because we get a new car every 2 years.
We do. And when I did my calculations at earning the Cadillac and earning other vehicles along with the insurance that Mary Kay pays, the savings to my family will equal over $350,000 just because we do not have the car expense for my family. Yet we have a brand new, safe, reliable vehicle.
That's great. Okay. And which car are you driving right now?
I'm really proud to say that the car in my driveway is the Chevy Equinox. It's perfect for my outgoing family, my athletic family.
Okay, so that being said, can you just tell me real quick before we get into your family, do you know what your highest check in 1 month with or without your sales? Do you have that off the top of your head?
I do. Without my sales, I have been blessed to have over $11,000 commission check as a work-at-home mom.
And that's not in 1 year.
No, that's in 1 month.
That's in 1 month.
Yeah.
What do your average sales run each month? How much do you sell each month? Like just over the average?
I average in my at least 3,000 in my sales. I have customers all over the country, and they just text me. They go, anywhere I've met them, they become my friend, and I extend the invitation to try a sample.
Okay. So one of the things that you guys may know is all over the country, no territories in Mary Kay. So as you're thinking about who you know would be awesome to be part of our organization, think, where do they live? Because we have no territories. Anywhere in the United States and Puerto Rico, we can have customers and do team building. So there's no territories. All right, so Andrea just shared her highest check. So I have a question for our guest. I want you just to post in the chat, what could you do with just an extra $100, $150, $200,000? What would you do with that extra money? Just post it in the chat. What would you do? Just our guest, go ahead and post. What would you do with that extra money? Would you start paying off a credit card? Would you go on a vacation? Would you just use it for hair and nail money? What would you do? Save for my wedding. I like that. Wow. Pay off your house. Okay, that is awesome. I like that. Okay, I'm looking in the chat. What else do we have? Let me see. Come on, you guys. What would you do with what would you do with extra cash? You design how much extra cash it is. It can be 100, 200, 300. It just depends on how much time you want to put into a business. Or for someone you love, what could you do with it? Pay off the debt and look into a house for myself and my kids. Chelsea, that is perfect. I know you so well, and that is admirable. I love that.
Babies, I love that.
I know. Okay, now if you answered below, if you answered that question on your tic-tac-toe board, right now, I want you to put a 10. Here, let me do it so you know how to do this. In case you don't know how, I want you to put 10, because you just earned 10 extra points. You just earned 10 extra points, okay? If you put down what you would do with extra money. Very good. Okay. So Andrea, we met at a Mary Kay party, but when do you feel like we really connected as friends?
Well, I feel like you were my friend immediately, but I was very much intimidated because you just are so confident and I wasn't confident. So together she is a mom of two, but she had two smaller children at the time. She was such an organized woman, and I was single right out of college, and she was really somebody that I thought, wow, I want to one day be as together and successful as this woman. So I think that because I went to your classes, and the classes are all free, I fell in love with you as just a person. I was like, wow, she is so fun. She is so smart. She is a great human being to be around. And so that was probably when I called you a friend.
Yeah. And it's funny, you look at someone like Andrea and you think, oh my gosh, she lives in this beautiful home. She has a great marriage. She has 3 incredible children, all overachievers. She's beautiful. She's polished. But we all have a backstory. We all have a story of where we came from. And I cannot tell y'all how many times I have been at huge Mary Kay events where we share a little bit about the marketing, and you'll have women walk up who they are so shy. They're so quiet. They won't even look up if they want to sign their agreement and join our organization. Or you could tell they don't feel like they fit in. And it is just literally within the first training, the second training, the third training, they start catching it. Because Mary Kay, we are not in competition with each other. No. Andrea doesn't compete with me. I don't compete with her. Cecilia doesn't compete with Alice. Alice doesn't compete with Arlene. I mean, we compete with ourselves, and we form a tribe where we literally help each other every step of the way. And people don't get that. Like, I'll go help Zulema do a party, and I'm like, why am I even here? You're so good. But I'm there to support her. but I'm not there to compete with her. I'm not there to judge her. It's a very loving organization. Andrea, I know what you're about to show. You have to show that.
Okay, I wanted to apologize for stepping away, but you guys have to see what a hot mess I was. So let's just see if I could put this. I got to see where am I? There we are. That was me, active duty. I was needing, I like to tell people that you don't need a facial. You were invited because you totally deserve a facial. I was the one that needed it. So they invited me, begged me. I was that bad off.
Andrea is brave enough too to do videos without makeup. So is Zulema. I won't do it. Okay. So you already talked about what you did before Mary Kay, but Andrea, tell everybody where were you born? Where'd you grow up? And then where do you live now? What has your journey been like? Because you've moved a lot.
Quite a journey. I've been trying to keep up with you. So I am an East Coast girl. I was born and raised, well, in the East Coast, but Virginia Beach is what I call my home. However, I did decide to serve my country right after college and became an Army officer. And so since then, I have moved and along the way got married and had a family. But my husband continued serving. And the short of it was, because of my Mary Kay business, I was making more money. And I said, I don't want to be a dual military family. And that was why I said, I'm doing better in Mary Kay. And even though I got promoted to captain while I was working my Mary Kay, so I'll tell that story later, but I have moved 7 times. And so raising the babies, going through deployment, moving, I never had family nearby. I never had somebody I could trust to take care of my babies. And so I'm so thankful that I didn't have to find new jobs every time I moved. I didn't have to worry about new friends. I immediately had a support group. And now more than ever, that to me is one of the main important reasons you must be in our pink bubble.
Yeah. And Andrea and I both have moved a lot. I think between the two of us, we've moved probably over 20 times. And having that support system of your Mary Kay tribe and your Mary Kay family just really goes a long way. It's very hard to explain to people until they start. I'm sure Zulema will give me a thumbs up on that. It's hard to explain to people what our culture is like until you've hung out with us for a little while. And then you're just like, oh, wow. Okay. So Andrea, how long have you been married? And tell us just real quick about your kids.
Yes, I do have 3 children. My oldest is 20, then 18, and then I have a 12-year-old. And I've been married for 22. We just, how long have you been married? We got married the same year, 22.
Got married, and about a month later, Andrea got married. So I help her keep up with all that. And we were at each other's weddings. And let me tell you what. And my son, even to this day, he's married to the most wonderful girl in the world. We love Stephanie, but it's still kind of the family joke that he still is like, he's got a little thing for Andrea, you know? And I know. He was like, Mom, he was what, 10, 11? He goes, I'm going to marry Miss Andrea. And I'm like, no, you're not, but okay, you're shooting for the stars. He had high hopes. Okay.
He did better with Stephanie.
So basically, Andrea, tell me what it's been like to have your kids grow up in Mary Kay, grow up pink.
Well, it's magical, actually. And I think it's interesting because my youngest perhaps is more vocal about it. My 2 older, they have it ingrained, but sometimes they forget where they received it. And my daughter, for example, is a Division I lacrosse player at college. And so she sets goals, she gets out there, she actually does visualization, which is exactly what I taught and have learned through Mary Kay. And she's able to cast her vision and basically, having that Holy Spirit give her that dream, she was able to create this outcome of a scholarship. And that was something that Mary Kay taught us how to do. My younger son, he's a little bit more hilarious because he has his goal posters and he does set his quarterly goals, and we reward him based on that. But he says, Mom, you just have to get back in that pink Cadillac because everyone knew my name. And I thought that's a little bit funnier than the others, but it really does set that when you surround yourself with excellence, then it's not just going to affect you. Sometimes we think it's selfish to be successful, but actually it's selfish. It's selfish not to be successful, because when you surround yourself with people who have bigger vision and bigger expectations, those that follow you, that are your loved ones, they're getting exposed to conversations and resources that they never would have been exposed to. And so it's actually selfish not to take advantage of the banquet of Mary Kay.
I've always said that my kids learned a lot when they saw me set a goal and reach it, because they would get rewarded along the way as well as they would help me, like Zulema's kids help her with her business. But they learned so much when they would see me set a goal and I would fall short of it. Mm-hmm. That recovery, that resetting the goal, that not quitting, not giving up on myself or my goals, that taught them more. I didn't come out of it going, wah. I was like, okay, let's regroup. Let's figure out what I did right, what I need to correct, and they were right there learning along with me. And so I think, and I've been there for all three of Andrea's births. I mean, not in the birthing room, but I've watched her go through her pregnancies. And I remember when she got pregnant with Luke, her baby, I said, please stop. You need to be working your business. And he has ended up being the biggest cheerleader for all of us. I mean, talk about a blessing. I put my foot in my mouth on that one, but I'm like, you gotta stop this and stop having all these babies. But oh my gosh, what a blessing that little boy is. He is just a delight. And he says, Auntie Joe, these kids think I'm part of their family. They don't know any better. And now Zulema's kids think I'm part of their family because we went on vacation together. I mean, it's so cool. It's so very, very cool. Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up with just two more quick questions, Andrea. Okay, you have time just for two more?
Oh yeah, this is fun.
Perfect. Okay, so what was the biggest surprise, either initially or kind of down the road, that you learned or you saw or you experienced in your Mary Kay business? What's the biggest surprise?
I want to see if I'm pulling something off my board. So I have my vision board to my right, and I'm going to read Isaiah 41:10. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. I think the biggest surprise was that I thought I had a faith, but I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea what explosive view and vision and sisterhood and support that really was. And it came in a little Mary Kay pink starter kit. And my faith has truly been the biggest surprise.
I don't know if you're reading these comments, but they're good. And you know what? We always say, Mary Kay always said, we put our priorities in the order of faith, family, and career. And it truly is what we believe in. I have never been with a company that at the beginning of our national convention, with how many people are sitting in the audience, Andrea? 15, 20, I don't know.
Hundreds of thousands. It was so big at times.
And we always start with prayer. And it doesn't matter what your faith is, what your religion is, it's just having a faith and then having your family and then your career. And I've had conversations with consultants in the past that have been like, I feel like I'm not spending enough time with my kids. I go, then you got to put the Mary Kay down, because your family is more important to me than your ladder of success. So I just want you guys to know where our heart is and where we're coming from. And yes, we want to encourage you. And if you join our company, we want to help you be successful at whatever level you want, whether you want to just start a business just to get your products at cost for you and your family and friends, especially right now before the holidays, or if you want to just make a little hair and nail money, Or if you are really thinking, hey, I think I could do something with this, you know, it doesn't matter, because we are always going to say it's your faith, family, and career, and it goes in that order. And I don't know of any other corporation in the world that is going to continually stress that to you. So,
Joe, I want to throw something out, and forgive me, I know that we're on a time crunch, but
okay.
I remember when I was active duty, and somebody had made a comment about their faith, and the next day they were reprimanded. I also remember sitting with my husband in his dream job. He had just graduated, retired from the service after 20 years. And he was working for a very large hospital. And we needed a little bit of family time because my oldest was struggling and daddy was working all the time. And he went to his boss and he said, you know, my oldest is struggling. And his boss said, I could care less. We have admission. And it wasn't even active duty. This was civilian hospital. And right now with COVID, believe me, I understand. Don't get me wrong. The world needs our medical providers, but that was before COVID. And I know it's probably even worse right now. And that was not what I knew we needed. And so thanks to my Mary Kay, my husband was able to leave that job instead of suffering because I had the income to support.
And I witnessed all that, you guys, let me tell you. And I'm not going to go into my story because we'll do that another week, but you know, to be able to support your family selling lipstick and empowering women and making them look and feel better, it's awesome. Okay, so I actually heard just recently some very wise words, and I just want to read this to you guys because we just recently had a family member who was laid off and no clue it was coming. She is devastated. She is hysterical. She can't believe they've done this to her. And this came to my mind. I don't build my Mary Kay business in case I decide to quit my job. I do it in case my job decides to quit me. And you guys, this is an amazing plan B. It really is. Just a little side hustle. When I started my business, I did it 2 Saturdays a month. You can definitely make some nice income that way, and then you can kind of get your big toe wet. So I want to tell you the 2 ways that that you can get started in a Mary Kay career. You can go into Shite Power of Pink, and you can look at the flyer there. And then I'm going to have Andrea close with 2 tips for you guys. So get ready for that because y'all can hear she is very wise. So right now we have something called a $30 e-start till the end of December. And for $30, you can have your Mary Kay website. It's all set up, ready to go for you. It's beautiful. You don't have to do anything but click a button. And for that $30, you'll also get your ProPay account. And that's a one-time fee. It's not monthly. It's for the entire year. You get a 1-year website and 1-year ProPay account. And that way you can process credit cards. The other way you can start your business is with the starter kit. And this is for people who really still want to do the face-to-face appointments, or they want the products in the starter kit because there's almost $400 worth of life-size products in the starter kit along with all your training materials. Now, if you decide, you know what, I want the starter kit because it's $400 worth of product, but I also want the e-start, you can choose to do both at the same time. So you can do the $100 starter kit or the $30 e-start or both. But here's the caveat, is you can't do the $100 starter kit and 3 days later say, I want to add the e-start. You can't do the e-start and 2 days later say, oh, now I want the starter kit. It's a one-time decision, okay? So you might want to kind of give that a little bit of thought and look at the flyer on Shite Power of Pink, and it has that pretty little flyer. It's 3 little vertical boxes, and you can read over that. So there are basically several different ways that you can run your business. You can do it virtually, you can do it face-to-face, you can do it through Instagram. We will teach you all of those skills. I have a training website. Andrea and I both have Facebook sites. If you want training, you want education, you want to know how to move fast, or you just want to know how to get your products at cost, we are here for you every step of the way. because along with that $30 e-start or that $100 starter kit or the combined 130 bow, you get us. You get access, and Zulema's like, you get us because we come in that box. We come in that e-start. And we have Boxer, we have our Facebook pages, we have people actually sometimes pick up the phone and actually call us and talk to us. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a voice, okay? We will teach you all of that every Monday night at 4 o'clock Pacific, now it's 5 o'clock. Tell me, Andrea, it's 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it's 5 o'clock Pacific, 6 o'clock Mountain, 7 o'clock Central, and 8 o'clock Eastern. We have what we call Monday Night Live, and it's just a quick 1-hour meeting where we do training and we do different things. We do recognition. So that's something that it's not required to be on. It's not mandatory. Nothing is mandatory, but that is a great way to kind of get your big toe wet and figure out where you want to land in this business, okay? A lot of people come in for personal use to get their products at cost for their family and friends, and they stay for the people and they stay for the income. So Andrea, real quick, give us a 1-minute tip for our very motivated consultants that are on this Zoom meeting and on the Facebook Live right now, just to our consultants.
I gotta say, 1 minute is hard for me. Okay, so a tip. I really think that if you give this a try, does it sound too good to be true? Yeah, I couldn't wait to prove it wrong. But here's what I find, and I have to tell you that even if you do nothing, you have access to a sisterhood that lifts you up every single week. You only need to be a part of Mary Kay to be allowed to come to the training. And so my feeling is, if you have any inkling that, wow, what if, you got to think a shirt is more than $30. How many shirts do you have that you have thrown back in the Goodwill box because you wore it once? What if this $30 could be like it did for me? I did not think anything good was going to happen, but here's what I do know. An undecided heart does not affect change. A decided heart blesses more people. And so just for you coming on, I guarantee right now with COVID, you'll have sisterhood. I guarantee with COVID, you'll have thoughts of dreams, and you'll have a better energy than people who are so afraid. Everything's going to be lost. Everything's going to be, that negativity will cause you to be suicidal and depressed, but you don't have to, because you also have hope for a better future. And we'd love to have you a part of our family.
Love it. Okay, so guys, there's never been a better time to start a Mary Kay business. And this is for your information or someone you love, because one thing about everybody learning how Zoom and the Google Meets and all that happens is, it used to be that you would have a party scheduled or, a show scheduled, and you only had the few women from your neighborhood or people drive over and things like that. Now, look at where we all are right now. I want you to put in the chat right now, what state are you in right now? We've got California, we've got Minnesota, we've got Arizona. You guys, that is amazing. So you can literally work with people all over the country, possibly all over the world. No restrictions, and everybody knows how to use the technology now. So here's my question. We are looking for you to claim to be one of two people. You ready? Get ready to say one or two, okay? One is, we want you to be a talent scout. I want you to think about who could use more freedom, more flexibility, extra cash, would be great at owning their own business. They want to save for vacation. They want to save for retirement. They'd love to earn a free car. They want lots of diamonds and not have to pay for them. Who do you know? Because if you refer someone to your consultant who becomes an active beauty consultant in her organization, on her team, they start their business, okay, as an active consultant. we will give you $25 in Mary Kay product as a referral fee. Now, you might go, forget them. I need more money. I need more flexibility. I need a free car. I want the diamonds. I want the cash. Forget them. They're going to be my customers. Then we would love to invite you to join us as well. Because if you were invited on this meeting, then your consultant knows that you have some kind of quality. Could be 1, could be 10, could be hundreds, some kind of quality that would make you great in this business, either as a part of her organization that's just getting their products at cost, or a part of her organization who she wants to run with. And that's completely up to you. There's no pressure, there's no quotas, there's no territories. So I just want to end with that. And if you would love to chat with myself or Andrea and your consultant, or you just want to chat with your consultant, that's perfectly fine. We just want to follow up with you sometime in the next 24 hours. We want you to take the pink pillow test. And that doesn't mean that you have to paint your pillow pink. What it means, say that 3 times fast, but what it means is that when you go to sleep tonight, you just say a little prayer and say, enlighten me and enlighten my heart. And if you dream of pink in any way, shape, or form, first thing you do in the morning is you pick up the phone and you call or text or Vox or email your consultant and you say, we need to talk. I dream pink. If not, we want you to be a talent scout and we want you to be a hostess so you can earn some discounts and get some free product for yourself for being a hostess. But either way, guys, we are so excited you were on tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We really appreciate it. All right. Okay, now we always end our Mary Kay meetings and all by I have everybody become a Southerner. And so what I want to do is first, I want to know who all filled in their squares, okay? You need to tell me how many squares you filled in and then how many points you got for your comments. You get 10 points for every time you made a comment. So put that in the chat real quick. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add up all the tickets. We're gonna do the drawing tonight, and tomorrow on Shite Power Pink, 2 things are gonna be posted. 1, the overall winner, and then 2, the first runner-up, and they will both win prizes. And then also don't forget in the chat to put your full name and address, unless you just want me to give this to your consultant for your Mary Kay swag bag, okay? Everybody got that? Okay, and I know we've got some people watching this on Facebook, so just make sure that you post your points so that we know, or send it to your consultant. Okay, Zulema got hers, that's good, so that we can do our drawing first thing in the morning. So y'all will have all night long to add up your points, okay? So how many people got at least 1 tic-tac-toe? You had at least 1 row on your tic-tac-toe board. I just want to see a show of hands. How many of you got at least 1 row of things you filled out, of reasons why it'd be awesome? Okay, Chelsea, you got at least 1 row? Okay, Eva, how many did you get in your tic-tac-toe? Did you play tic-tac-toe? She didn't play tic-tac-toe. Okay, all right. Okay, if you filled in 2, so 1 row is 20 points. 2 rows is 20 points. If you filled in 9 squares, you get 90 points. 90 points. So if you need to, go back and think, what else did they say? And fill in all of those squares, okay? And post it in the chat, or post it on our Shite Power of Pink, and we will add all of those up. So if you're doing it right here, you've got about 10 seconds to post it in the chat. How many of them, darn, I was stuck in the car. Okay, Christine, that's okay. Go to Shite Power of Pink and post there if you had 3 things that you took away, 6 things you took away, or 9 things you took away. We're not real strict about this. We want everyone to have lots and lots and lots of chances. So go to Shite Power Pink and post your points. Okay, so, oh, Gabriella. So Gabriella, you've got 90 points plus every time you posted in the chat. Chelsea got 130. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, we're gonna really enjoy looking at this chat and adding up these points. But what I want you guys to do is on 3, we're all gonna say bye, y'all. Okay, so 1, is everybody unmuted? 2, Cecilia's like, do I have to? Yes, you have to be a Southerner. 1, 2, 3. Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Okay, Chelsea, figure it out what you think you did and just post it on Shy. Okay?
Okay.
Give yourself a little bit of time there. Did you go on Shy Power Pink?
I'm part of it, so I don't know.
Okay, all right.